right, so now as we continue on with the weather forecast, here's our weather maps, and this is our forecast for this evening. And as you can see, this is our low pressure center here over the four corners of the southwestern United States. So we have rain showers that we are seeing through New Mexico, maybe parts of West Texas, the Oklahoma Panhandle, southwestern Kansas, right there, the southwestern tip of Kansas, southeastern Colorado, but we're seeing those rain showers come across New Mexico into southern Colorado. So Grand Junction, Pueblo, areas like that, we're going to see those rain showers. So we're going to see snow across central Colorado and southern Colorado, and snow all the way up to Aspen. And we're going to be snow maybe to the east of Denver, close enough to Denver. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of snowflakes yet in Denver, but in areas above Denver, above 6,000 feet, we will see some snow to the west of Denver in the mountains. And look how comfortable it is over California and Nevada. Comfortable temperatures, dry weather, but a little bit breezy. And we're seeing cooler weather across Arizona. So we have broken down that big ridge of high pressure, that blocking high, that continental blocking high that has been keeping things very hot. So we have an onshore westerly flow off the Pacific, and that is making things nice and cool across southern Arizona. So Phoenix and Tucson seeing temperatures in the 60s and 70s, and maybe some 80s in some areas. Maybe over western Arizona might still squeak out an 80, but much more comfortable temperatures, dry conditions, and very breezy as well across the four corners. So here is a look at that bigger look at that low. So that Colorado low again, bringing that cooler air into Arizona, California, and Nevada, and the Pacific Northwest. Here we are, that circulation around that low. See those rain showers coming up, that moisture coming up from the Rio Grande at the southern tip of Texas and eastern Mexico. That plume of moisture is coming up the Rio Grande Valley into West Texas, the Texas Panhandle, the Oklahoma Panhandle, western Kansas, eastern Colorado, eastern New Mexico. We're seeing those rain showers. And then we're seeing some of those showers circulating around the low across northern New Mexico. So Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Gallup is picking up those rain showers there. And we're seeing those rain showers over eastern Arizona and over the Mogollon Rim. So Pine Top, Charlotte, Sedona, Flagstaff. We're seeing some snow showers with that rain and cooler and windier conditions into parts of Utah. So Moab, St. George, Utah, Provo, southern Utah, we're seeing those rain showers and snow showers above 6,500 feet. And here is the look at the country. Here is that Colorado low as it evolves out of the southwest. You see? And so next week, early week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to start seeing it. You see this right here? These are going to be showers and thunderstorms moving across the Midwest. So North Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, moving into Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska, Minnesota, Wisconsin. We're going to see showers and thunderstorms possibly move in midweek or so. But we're going to be seeing warm temperatures out ahead of that front. So ahead of the front, warmer temperatures. Mind you, remember, temperatures will be in the 80s in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Highs will be in the low 80s. So we're looking for a high of 83 here in Minneapolis and St. Paul tomorrow. So those warmer temperatures will eventually slide to the east into Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio, and eventually Pennsylvania and upstate New York. So Buffalo, parts of the east we'll see those 70s and 80s slide out that way. But it's going to remain dry across the southeast. But that frontal boundary will kind of slide across the top of that ridge over the southeast, because that ridge is going to get pressed down into the southeast, and then this frontal boundary is going to slide in between the high pressure, the axis of the high, and the base of the trough that's going to spread to the east. A trough will develop in the east, and this ridge in the east will get suppressed further to the south, closer to the Gulf Coast, in the southeast in Florida, and that would allow for that front to kind of slide by and slide across the Appalachian Mountains into the mid-Atlantic. So it'll probably go offshore at North Carolina and Virginia. So we'll see showers eventually moving into the mid-Atlantic. Maybe some snowflakes in the Smoky Mountains or the Appalachian Mountain Range as well. Like we saw on Wednesday last week, we saw a front come through and have some scattered snow showers for like Asheville, further complicating the rescue efforts and the cleanup efforts after Hurricane Helene. So we're going to see, again, something that could cause some disruptions in the cleanup efforts depending on how that cold front there evolves and interacts with the high pressure ridge that's going to be across the southeast and the developing trough in the northeast. And so we'll see how it all plays out. But we will see above historical averages here across the upper Midwest from Sunday through Monday for sure. Tuesday, temperatures will drop a degree or two. Wednesday, a little bit more. But come Thursday, we're really going to see that difference in temperatures as troughing begins to take place. And we want to see after that front passes and we get cooler air on the backside of that front, we're going to start to feel like fall again, feel like October, like late October, with temperatures in the 50s for highs as we get toward the end of the work week. So enjoy a few days of above average temperatures, but the humidities will be low for the most part, will not be too bad. It'll go up a little bit before the front passes because you'll have to get a little bit of dew points in there to get some showers to develop. So here is our drought monitor. So it's been very freaking dry across the Northeast. So look at Indianapolis over into Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. It's been very, very dry with the exception of the rainfall that has come through from periodic weak frontal systems and moisture that came from the remnants of Hurricane Helene. But it didn't really make much of a difference in the drought situation here across parts of the Appalachian Mountains and the Ohio Valley. The Great Lakes, Michigan, has been under very dry conditions, but we're seeing some moderate drought conditions across northern Indiana, Ohio, northern Illinois, maybe southwestern Wisconsin, eastern Minnesota, and Iowa as well. We've been seeing drought conditions. And some areas we're seeing extreme drought. Missouri and Oklahoma, Kansas, extreme drought conditions. North central Texas, west of Dallas, we've been seeing extreme drought conditions. So we need a little bit of rainfall across the upper Midwest because that is also having an impact on the fall foliage and the leaves changing color. That is also dampening that activity as well. So again, here's a look at that atmospheric river here on the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest. So the Olympic Mountains in Washington, the mountains in British Columbia, Vancouver, Victoria, Seattle, all the way down to Portland, we're seeing some showers, but the heaviest rainfall is here across northwestern Washington and the Puget Sound and the Elliott Bay. So I-5 north here, I-94, I-90. So I-84, so we're seeing very wet conditions, 10 inches of rain in some instances here across the Northwest. and over a foot of snow in parts of the Cascade Mountains. A couple feet of snow, several feet. So very heavy snow in the mountains there, and very heavy rainfall over the Olympic Mountains. So my wife's uncle lives near the Olympic Mountains, and they live on a little island there in the Puget Sound. So they are definitely seeing this rainfall coming from this atmospheric river. Here's a look at the beautiful East Coast once again. There's our ridge of high pressure that's going to drop further to the south and east here. So we're going to see that hug more of the southeast coast. So Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, maybe South Carolina and Tennessee. We're going to see that drop further south. And that's going to allow for some moisture and a little that frontal system to slide on toward the East Coast. But we're going to see temperatures very nice here, very dry. It's going to continue to protect the East Coast from any tropical influences. So it's going to drop any heavy amounts of tropical moisture, any tropical depressions, tropical storms, hurricanes. They are influenced by what's going on around them. Tropical storms and hurricanes do not have their own steering currents. They are steered by whatever's going on around them. They are pushed along. So anything that's coming off of the Atlantic is going to either get deflected to the north and east or to the south. So right now we have a blockade of the eastern U.S. seaboard to anything tropical in nature. Here's a look at that high pressure across the east as it stands. There it is, big and beautiful. It's the most beautiful high pressure ridge you've ever seen, and it's doing a wonderful job of protecting the East Coast from nemesis in the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to deflect everything to the west or to the east, depending on how north it gets and under the influence of this ridge. So this a beautiful ridge, a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful ridge of high pressure. Is amplifying the drought situation, but it's keeping the humidity down, keeping it dry, unpleasant, and keeping everybody safe on the East Coast. So from that aspect, it's a beautiful ridge, even though many of you on the east could use some precipitation.